He thought he could survive anything, but the wilderness had a lesson he couldn't ignore. Alone with nothing but the trees and his own thoughts, he was about to discover the true meaning of strength. Ryan had spent his life surrounded by comfort, city lights, and the illusion of control. He had never faced real danger, real isolation, or a moment where survival depended entirely on him. This experiment wasn't about adventure. It was about confronting fear and testing limits. For 72 hours, the wilderness would challenge him mentally, physically, and emotionally. The first morning, Ryan stepped into the forest with nothing but a backpack, a knife, and a small bottle of water. The air smelled different, heavier, and the silence made every sound feel amplified and threatening. At first, it seemed peaceful, almost serene. Birds chirped, leaves rustled, and sunlight filtered through the trees, a false sense of safety. By afternoon, reality hit hard. Finding food wasn't simple, water was limited, and shelter was non-existent. The thick brush and unfamiliar terrain tested his navigation skills and patience. He stumbled, scraped his hands on branches, and felt the sting of fatigue setting in quickly. For the first time, he realized that the conveniences of city life had sheltered him from true hardship. As night approached, he faced a critical choice. Try to build a fire with limited supplies, or risk sleeping cold and exposed. Every instinct screamed for comfort, but he knew survival required discipline and action. He decided to gather wood and attempt a fire, even though failure could mean freezing overnight. Every spark he struck was a lesson in patience, resilience, and the quiet power of determination. The first night was brutal. Cold winds cut through his clothes, and the darkness made every sound feel threatening and enormous. Hunger gnawed at him, making every movement sluggish and every decision more difficult. He began questioning whether he could endure the remaining hours, whether he had the strength to continue. Isolation magnified fear. Even the smallest noises, a twig snapping or an owl hooting, triggered panic and doubt. By the second day, exhaustion set in. His legs ached, his hands were raw from climbing and gathering supplies, and mental fatigue clouded judgment. That night, a sudden storm rolled in with heavy rain and wind. His shelter was rudimentary at best, and the rain soaked him to the bone, leaving him shivering and hopeless. Doubt threatened to break him completely. Every instinct pushed him to give up, to abandon the experiment and run to safety he no longer had. But in that darkest moment, he realized something crucial. Survival wasn't just physical. It was mental, emotional, and spiritual. A test of courage he hadn't anticipated. Ryan adapted quickly, focusing on small victories. He improved his shelter using branches and leaves, conserving energy, and rationing water carefully. Every act, from lighting a fire to finding edible plants, became an opportunity to grow stronger. Fear transformed into focus, and frustration became determination. He learned to trust his instincts, listen to the forest, and act decisively. The wilderness, once terrifying, became a teacher, guiding him toward resilience he didn't know he possessed. On the last day, the sun rose over a forest that had once felt hostile. Ryan had survived the storm, hunger, and isolation, and he was stronger mentally, physically, and emotionally. The test had ended quietly, with no applause or fanfare, but internally he felt transformed. He realized strength isn't built in comfort, it's forged in adversity, fear, and challenge. True growth happens when life removes your safety nets and forces you to confront yourself. Fear is temporary, but the lessons learned in struggle last a lifetime. Ryan walked away not only having survived the wilderness, but having discovered a power within himself that no comfort could teach. The wilderness had tested him, and he had emerged unshakable, confident, and resilient. If you were left alone in the wilderness with nothing, what would you do? Could you survive, or would fear take over?